Now, Bernie Sanders was on CNN's OutFront on Thursday, and he was out there talking about the amazing levels of activism at recent Republican town halls. Now, I want to show you, for context, some of those town halls from this past week. Let's take a look.
The last I heard, these coal jobs are not coming back, and now these people don't have the insurance they need because they're poor. And they work those coal mines, and they're sick. The veterans are sick. The veterans are broken down. They're not getting what they need. If you can answer any of that, I'll sit down and shut up like Elizabeth Warren.
I'm on Obamacare. If it wasn't for Obamacare, we wouldn't be able to afford insurance. With all due respect, sir, you're the man that talked about the death panel. We're going to create one great big death panel in this country that people can't afford to get insurance. Don't repeal Obamacare. Improve it, for God's sake.
Husband with dementia, Alzheimer's, and plus multiple other things. And you want to stand there with him at home, expect us to be calm, cool, and collective. Wow, what kind of insurance do you have?
Oh, I love it. Democracy in action. You know who doesn't love it? Some of those Republicans. So now, Burnett is going to ask Bernie Sanders if he understood why some representatives have to be concerned about their safety in the face of this. And here's Sanders' response.
But you also saw they've been told they have a chance of being killed. Do you understand why some of them are wary of holding these town halls, doing it by teleconference, or not showing up?
No, honestly don't. And I don't accept it for a minute. If you don't have the guts to face your constituents, then you shouldn't be in the United States Congress. And if you need police at the meetings, that's fine. Have police at the meetings. Have security at the meetings. But don't use that as an excuse to run away from your constituents after you support repealing the Affordable Care Act, throwing 20 million people off of health insurance, doing away with pre-existing conditions. If you're going to do all of those things, answer the questions that your constituents have.
Now, here's the thing about Republicans, right? Now, look, they've been trying to duck out of Republican or out of town halls, claiming that, oh man, everything's paid. Everybody's paid, man. These paid protesters, or things like I fear for my safety. For example, Louis Gohmert from Texas tried using Gabby Giffords as an excuse. Oh man, Gabby Giffords got shot. What if I get shot? Dude, your party just voted to let mentally ill people buy guns. You can't really use that excuse to say, I am so worried about getting shot right after I allowed more people to get guns. That is ridiculous. That is a weak sauce excuse right there. I mean, upon hearing this, you had Gabby Giffords coming out there and saying, Louis, Republicans, sack up, dude. She said, I got shot on a Saturday. My office was open on a Monday. I still do town halls. I was shot at a town hall. I still have the balls to do a town hall. You got no fucking excuse. And look, these guys, again, super weak sauce. They are scared little bitches. And they are running. Now look, talking about paid protesters, right? Because that's one excuse that they're using. Well, Erin Burnett, she's going to ask about that, and she's going to draw a comparison between that and the Tea Party. Let's take a look.
Sean Spicer, the White House press secretary, senator, said that, in his words, there's a, quote, bit of a professional protester manufactured base showing up at these town halls. And I know you recently said that the difference between this movement and the Tea Party is that the Tea Party was funded. And I just wanted to play for our viewers what you said a couple weeks ago. Here you are.
It's not a Tea Party because the Tea Party was essentially funded by the billionaire Koch brothers family.
Now, the White House senator is saying the exact same thing about this movement. I mean, the exact same thing here, Sean Spicer.
I think that we need to call it what it is. It's not these. organic uprisings that we've seen through the last several decades. The Tea Party was a very organic movement. This has become a very paid AstroTurf type movement.
Can you say, Senator, with absolute certainty that this, what he just said, is not true?
Look, I hope I do not shock your viewers by telling you that the White House occasionally lies, and that's just another lie. What is going on now is that people all over this country are beginning to rise up. They're demanding answers to what happens. So I think you are seeing people organizing effectively, but unlike the Tea Party, this is not being funded by the billionaire class.
The Tea Party, though, was real, right? When it came time to vote, they voted. And they swept, right? I mean, it was real. So anyone who tried to dismiss it by just saying it was funded or paid was wrong, right? I mean, that's the reality of the situation.
Wrong. Look at that framing, though. Because here's Erin Burnett out in front of the banks. Because that's what she does. She's one of those paid mouthpieces for big corporations, corporate shell. Her framing is like, well, the Tea Party, it was real. Again, the Tea Party, while there were some Tea Party voters, for sure they did have some electoral victories, and I'll explain that in a minute. You had people like Erin Burnett, CNN, Fox News, propping up this movement. And you had a lot of corporate funding. You had people that were bussed in by these large companies to do these protests, by the Koch brothers, by these different conservative action groups. That was an AstroTurf movement. This is completely different. And look, as far as the voting goes, Republicans always turn out. Republican voters are an incredibly reliable group. One of the problems with 2010 and 2016, 2014 is that Democrats and younger people did not turn out. And look, so even though that there are less Republicans now, they turn out less. They turn out more. Democrats turn out less. So that's why a lot of Democrats tend to lose. And when the Democratic Party runs people like Hillary Clinton, Allison Lundergan Grimes, Guns, God, and Small Government Mark Pryor, you're going to get losses. Why vote for Republican light when you can get a full Republican? Those are not people progressives and Democrats and liberals are going to vote for. I'm just saying. But look, with all that, the whole idea that these are paid protests is ridiculous. Again, there's nobody in busing people. There's nobody busting people in like the Tea Party did, okay? No, there's a simple explanation to this. This is the power of social media. It's not like the olden days where all you had was TV. Now you've got Twitter, Facebook, and all these different other places where you can get together, you can organize, you can learn where these people are going to be, and you can get together with your friends and say, hey, let's do a protest. Let's show up. If you care about healthcare, which a lot of people do, because again, if you're trying to go out there and repeal 20 million people's healthcare, they're going to get kind of pissed. They're going to get angry. And all of these protests that you're seeing is actual anger from actual people. And look, the politicians, Democrats and Republicans, they are not used to dealing with real people with real constituents. These people are there, they're pissed. Now, you want to ignore that, Republicans? Ignore it at your peril. You want to ignore that, Democrats? Definitely ignore it at your peril. Because the people are pissed. Now, finally, Bernie Sanders has a warning for some of these Republicans that are scared about facing protests.
And by the way, this coming Saturday, I think the Republicans have not seen anything yet.
Hey, everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.